Several of the scrolls contain fragments of what has become known as the Book of Enoch, and the account of a rebellion launched by a group of angels called the Watchers.
One of the most famous parts of the Book of Enoch is the story of the Watchers. This is a story about 200 angels that were charged with watching over mankind in its early stages and basically taking care of us, looking out for us.
The Watchers are a group of angels who are dispatched to watch humans and to help humans. Now, the Watchers are very interesting because they are angels who interact with humans.
There's a brief reference to...
Yeah, I was just gonna say before they even brought it up, the King James Bible, the commonly known Bible that most religions go off, most Christian religions go off of today, make reference to the fallen angels and how they came to Earth and mated with human females and created what are known in the Bible as the Nephilim. They were a race of giants. Greek mythology makes reference to them. Roman mythology makes reference to them. Egyptian mythology makes reference to them. A bunch of different religions make reference to them. A lot of ancient mythology makes reference to them. Once again, like I said, you could call them aliens. There's a thing on here where they talk about human-alien hybrids and how they've found giant bones and stuff like that in archaeological digs and all kinds of crazy shit. It's like, so are they angels or aliens?
This in Genesis, but the Book of Enoch essentially expands that story and tells a more full story. This was taken out of the canon of the Bible early in the church's life, but it was in for a period of time.
Once the Watchers begin to interact with humans, they become infatuated with this new species and they become lustful of this new species. And all of a sudden, the original idea, the original commands that they were given seem a lot less interesting to them.
They came to a point where they wanted to take wives and have children, and so they decided to rebel, create bodies, marry, and bear children.
According to the Book of Enoch, the leader of this rebellion is a watcher known as Shemyaza, or Satanael. Could this be the same character we know as Satan?
So what we're seeing in the story of Shemyaza and the Watchers is very similar to the story of Lucifer in charge of the angels. In both cases, we're confronted with a hierarchy of a species which is between us and God, the leader of which disagrees with God and basically wants to live amongst mankind.
When you look at the different versions of the Book of Enoch, the one thing that combines all of them is that they talk about the Watchers from heaven. And they are the ones who gave knowledge. And when I look at terms such as Watchers from heaven, then personally, I interpret them as possible extraterrestrials.
Do the ancient accounts of Shemyaza's revolt and Lucifer's fall suggest that Satan's efforts to corrupt mankind in the Garden of Eden were actually an attempt to give man forbidden knowledge? And might these legends be based not on myth, but on actual historical events? Events involving extraterrestrial visitors.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But the problem is people that, no matter what, refuse to believe are going to call them aliens because they can't somehow they can wrap their mind around there being extraterrestrial beings, but not interdimensional beings, which makes no sense to me. You don't believe in a spirit realm, you don't believe in other dimensions, but you believe in extraterrestrial beings, which we have absolutely no evidence of whatsoever. Old dried up rivers on other planets is not proof of extraterrestrial beings. I mean, it might be proof that there once was civilizations on other planets, but who created those civilizations? And where did they go? You know what I'm saying? Because they're not around now. We don't have any proof that there's anybody out there now. And then there's the unseen universe, because you know we can only see like 93 million light years out. So we don't know what or if there's anything beyond that. And then that's why there's another crazy theory that like our universe is actually like trapped inside a black hole or some crazy shit like that. And that's why we can only see so far out, because light gets trapped and you can't see what's outside of the black hole. You can only see what's inside of it. It's crazy. So who knows? We don't know what's beyond that 93 million light years. And we don't know what's in other dimensions, or if there's other dimensions, which I totally believe there are. So, anyways, back to the show.
Of the Book of Enoch may point to physical evidence of where Satan's so-called rebellion against God may have actually occurred.
And let me say one thing, they're trying to make it sound like it's no big deal that the angels were attempting to give us knowledge that we didn't, godly knowledge. It is a big deal, and what they were trying to do was horrible. So don't let them try to make it sound like what they were doing was good for us. It would have, the little bit of knowledge that they gave us, look at how big a trouble it got us into, just a little tiny bit of knowledge that they gave us. Could you imagine if we could think like they thought? And what we would do with it?
Mount Hermon, Lebanon. Straddling the border of Syria, this legendary mountain, as described in the Book of Enoch, is the peak where Shemyaza and the Watchers descended to earth.
In the Book of Enoch, there's a reference to Mount Hermon. We see the angels basically descending to Mount Hermon. So Mount Hermon was both a place of connection with heaven and kind of sally port between earth and heaven. The Watchers, being angels from heaven, knew the sciences of heaven. Semyaza was basically an expert in enchantment and root cutting. You could think of it as basically witchcraft. The casting of spells, creating magic, and using roots to create potions.
The Book of Enoch lists very specifically the subjects that are taught to humans by the Watchers, by these angels who begin to share their wisdom with them.
The Book of Enoch described Mount Hermon as the place where Shemyaza taught humans about magic and medicine. Other powerful angels passed on knowledge of metallurgy, weapons, astrology, science, and even warfare.
The Watchers delivered to humanity the forbidden knowledge.
Did you hear that list of things? Did any of those things sound like good things to you that we should have? Sorry. Anyways. Yeah, did any of that sound like good stuff to you guys? Anything that was just mentioned there? Yeah. I don't think so. That's stuff that we should have... It's stuff that we shouldn't be meddling with. The Bible specifically tells us that we shouldn't be meddling with stuff like the occult. So, but anyways, apparently, hold on. Damn it. What are you talking about? Stupid thing. Okay. So anyways, the thing that I was, god dang it. So anyways, the thing that I was freaking getting at was that even if that's all they were trying to do was give us knowledge, they were trying to give us knowledge about things that only the gods were supposed to have knowledge of. But that's not all they were trying to do. They ended up, like, the stupid thing is pissing me off. Anyways, back to what I was saying, that's not all they were doing. They were trying to marry and mate with human females, which is what they ended up doing. And it ended up creating these angel-human hybrids, or angel-alien hybrids, as some people like to call it. In the Bible, they call them the Nephilim. And if you look up, like, they've found giants, bones of giants on archaeological digs and stuff like that. It's crazy, like, and they've found, like, weapons that were, like, way too big for normal people our size to have used, and, like, helmets and armor, all kinds of stuff that had to have been for people that were at least 9 to 11 feet tall, they say. Some people, they found some bones of people as tall as 13 feet. I mean, it's crazy. And they're not all deformed like people with giantism nowadays. No, they were normal looking, but and they were evil. One of the creatures that they think were a Nephilim was the Cyclops. Like, that was one of the creatures from ancient Greek mythology that they think was one of the Nephilim, was the Cyclops. But anyways, so let me know what y'all think. Angels and aliens. Have a happy Good Friday. Have a good one, guys. See you tomorrow.